Hey guys, so today I'm going to make another dish. Sorry for my voice, it sounds bad. I was just getting over a slight cold. So basic ingredients today are going to be cilantro. This is a jumbo batch of cilantro. You can use as much or as little as you want. I'm going to use the whole thing because it's been about a week in my refrigerator, almost 2 weeks, and it still looks good. That's why I like organic, it lasts longer. Jalapenos or serranos. I'm using serranos. I'm using these because I got them on sale. A huge bag for 99 cents. Normally when they're a little withered or they're wrinkly, you can easily put them in water and they get back to normal. So I'm going to clean these. They're already washed off. So I'm just going to chop off the stems and then dice them up a little bit. Roma tomatoes. I'm using 6 Roma tomatoes. 2 large white onions. We're gonna make pork chops. Here's some pork chops. I'm using a little bit, 2 bags of pork chops. Not too much, but enough for a good lunch or dinner. And then for a side, I'm gonna be using the steamer, the rice cooker to make some rice. As a side, you guys know how to do that, so I'm not gonna do the rice unless I really have to. So I'm gonna chop all this up. The veggies, jalapenos, tomatoes, and onions, and cilantro together. The spice I'm going to use, I normally use the garlic salt today, but I'm going to use the steak sauce seasoning, the Montreal steak seasoning from McCormick. Get it at Costco, it's way cheaper to buy the bulk. Okay, so I chopped up all the veggies, the onions, the peppers, tomatoes, cilantro. So I'm going to mix it all up. And then I'm going to go into season the chops. So basically, you can use this with your hand. If you don't want peppers or chilies in it, you don't have to. You don't have to use peppers or chilies. You can use whatever you want. I like my food really spicy, so I don't really want it to be without spice. I want it to be burning hot. And so I like a lot of cilantro. You can see here, you can reduce or increase the quantity of the stuff here as much or as little as you want. So you want to mix this up really well, and once it's all mixed up, you can get the steaks ready. And here's the cool thing, you can use this recipe for chicken, beef, or pork. Right now I'm using pork chops because they're on sale, 90 something cents a pound. So kilos. I wouldn't eat the pepper that just fell on the ground, dude. You're gonna have the shits. And I'm not cleaning that up, so you'll be sleeping outside. No, I wouldn't do that to him. So that's how it looks, kind of mixed. Sorry, I got a call and the phone stopped. So it's how it kind of starting to look like, how it's mixed up. So the more you mix it up, the better it'll look, and the better the flavor will be proportioned. So here right now, I can use some garlic salt, and the garlic salt will give it a better flavor. So let me get the garlic salt and mix this up and be right back. So here's the garlic salt I'm going to use. Garlic salt with parsley. And make sure it's no MSG. So that's why I use McCormick. And I don't use that Lawry's. Has tons of MSG. So mix it up here. Dump as much as you want. Remember, tomatoes use a lot of salt. So there's enough here. Do as much or as little as you want. You can always add more salt and seasoning, but you cannot take it out. So be careful and cautionary. Remember, it's a lot. So I put a lot. So mix this up really well. Once it's all mixed up, you should be fine and ready for the next step. So I'm going to use both hands to mix this up, and I'm going to get back to you guys with the pork chops. So this is how it looks up all mixed up. It looks like a basic, you can say a really chunky salad or salsa. So now I'm going to go to the pork chops. This is the pan I'm going to use to make this on. It's an old pan. Well, it looks old because it's a little beat up. So tools of the trade. Doesn't say what size. 12-inch, 5-quart. So now let's get the chops ready for this. You can use as much or as little as you want of this. Remember, it's up to taste on there. A good coating is great for these. Make sure to coat everything up. It's still going to get more flavor once you start cooking it. And remember, because of all the ingredients, we're going to layer it and place it in to cook. You'll notice the big difference in flavor because it's going to get a broth. So what you want to do now is, and no grease, no oil, you don't need none. The cooking's going to have enough. Get a handful or two of your seasoning mix. I mean your salsa or whatever. Salad. Yes, I use a lot of cilantro, but you guys can use less. It's all about to taste and preference. And I use a lot of peppers because I want it to be spicy. So, one layer. Get the chops, or steak, or chicken, or carne asada, ranchera, or arranchera, whatever you want. This works really well for any of those meats. And what you want to do is just layer it out and make the chops everything look better. Sorry about that. Probably gonna need more chops. Hold on. Sorry, you guys down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get more chops. So here's the other 3 chops that I have. Really, you can use any seasoning you like. I like using the McCormick one because it gives it a really good flavor. Shoot, one of my friends, my roommate actually, he thought I use a lot of lemon when I cook. I do use lemon, but not when I'm cooking with the McCormick because one of the seasonings already in the McCormick has a tangy flavor, and you can use that with lemon. So this is how your first layer should look. What I do is do that up. Now do the second layer. And if you're just feeding 1 or 2 people, you can get it 1 pan like this and just do 1 layer, and you're fine. The reason I throw in a lot of veggies is because I like a lot of veggies when I eat a meat dish. So now here goes the other layer, and because you're sandwiching the veggies mix with all this extra meat, stuff, you really get a good portion of flavor. So let me pause this really quick. I'm gonna go get more chops. I have more in the refrigerator. Hold on. Hey guys, I'm back. So I got 2 more chops in the refrigerator, and I already seasoned them same way. So I think 2 should fit perfectly. Sorry. Right here, fill in the gap. And I think right here. So these are all the chops. Remember, you can use anything you want. Any type of meat you want. Shoot, you can even use hamburger patties if you really wanted to. You can use anything. So the base idea is the simple stuff. You can use whatever you want. So right now, we're going to squish this down because you don't want the meat to be flapping out of the pan. Plus all the veggies can get compressed. So you want to grab the rest of them and throw them on top. Kind of center them in the middle. Why the middle? Because the more you press, the more it starts to spread out. And plus, veggies when they cook tend to reduce in size. Reason we don't use any broths or any juices or any oils is because you don't want that many fluids. Pork is lean, but it also has chunky fatty parts and juices that will be in here helping you out. So this is done. I call this my lazy meal because basically it's really lazy to do. Well, if you don't count chopping, lazy. But this is enough to get a really good meal. So now get some foil, cover it up. I use 2 sheets of foil. 1 sheet's enough, but you have a little vet. I want to make sure I have 2 sheets, one here and another one here. So let me get the foil and do this part, and I'll be right back. So this is how I do my foil. Make sure to, I know it's a wasteful to you what I'm doing. So basically, half a sheet there, the other sheet's gonna overlap like this. Once you do it, make sure it's centered so you get the edges right. And fold the edge on the crease, or if it's not the edge, if you take too much, like here, fold it inward into it so you get that crease on the pan, and the pan will get a shape. Now the foil will get the shape of the pan. So, and also, you want to fold it, you see the edge what I'm doing? Push it inward, so if the steam tries to get out, it leaks back into the pan and your juices won't disappear. Because if you don't do this, or it has a big leak of steam, it's going to be a really dried, burned out dish you're going to have. The only steam should be coming from this flap right here. So you don't want to have too much steam coming out. And by doing the bigger layer, it reaches the condensation level right here, and it falls back down at the edges and go back into the pan. So you're conserving the juices, which are very important in this dish for flavor. So I started preheating the oven. I should have told you that, guys, a little sooner. So I'm preheating the oven still. I haven't reached the temperature. I'm putting it for 350 degrees. We're going to cook it for about an hour at 350. So I'm waiting for that to heat up to 350. Then once it gets hot and preheated to 350, I'll put this in the oven and we'll start with the rice. So for the time waiting for that to happen, I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'll try to clean up, and I'll see you guys back once the oven reaches 350. Okay, so the oven reached 350 degrees. So now it's time to throw in the chops, or whatever you're cooking, into the oven. So, ooh, this is heavy. Good thing I'm sitting down at the stool. So there it goes. Cook in there for an hour, and then check it at the hour. See you guys in a bit. Okay, so it's been in the oven for about an hour. So I'm gonna get the gloves and pull out the tray. See how it looks. Let's put you guys down for a little bit. Oven opens. I wish you guys could smell this. Smells hella good. I put the phone down because I have to sit on a stool when I do this because I have a messed up foot and leg. This one always falls up. So right now, let's see how it works. So, that's how it looks. Let's have a look actually. See, not bad. The pork should be done. Sorry. Yes, I'm using a butter knife to cut the pork. Pork's done. White all the way through. And that's on the tip. So let's get a piece out and see how it looks, right? So okay, so it's gonna need longer than an hour. So we're gonna put it down. It was at 350 degrees for an hour. We're gonna give it another hour, I think. So probably gonna be 2 hours of cooking. Anyways, the slower it cooks, the better it is. But I'm gonna check up the temperature to 400 degrees. I always cook at 400, but this time I'm trying to cook it at 350. That's probably the problem. So let's do 400 degrees and do another hour. So I checked it earlier and there was still raw pieces, so I checked up the temperature at 400 degrees when I cooked it last time. I just want to try 350, better. But 400 degrees, so 1 hour at 350, the other hour was at 400. So let me go check how it looks now. Okay, you can see all the steam coming out. A lot of steam. So this is how it looks. Let's probe this. Check. If the top ones are done, most likely the bottom ones are done, because the top ones will be the ones without too much broth or juice to cook on. Kilos. Yeah, it's done all the way through. So, that's how it is. You serve it with some steamed rice on the side, and you should have a great meal. See you guys in a bit. So there's the pork chops. They're hella tender. Just served myself with the pork chop in half and the steamed rice with veggies. Show you how tender it is. Okay. Falls apart. Not bad, huh?